Isaac. It's hopefully we don't run into any technical difficulties with this one today.
We never run into technical difficulties.
Of course, and for those of you who didn't listen to the last episode, you can just say it didn't happen. I did release. Since if you've listened to the episode and wondered why it ended so abruptly, it's because the mic's just like fucked. Like they just fucked up. So I still had it recorded on my phone. So I just like created a short on YouTube for it, so you can hear the ending of the story there.
Hey, look at that!
Yeah, so it's still kind of funny there. I had an idea of what to talk about for this episode, and I have it on my iPad. But Isaac, did you have anything before I bring anything up?
Dude, my brain's so gone that I don't think I have anything about anything. Like, honest to God. Well, actually, you know what? I do have something as bullshit.
Okay.
Okay? Because it was about me setting up some TVs in my apartment. Okay? And I gotta say, I had the TV downstairs that I was previously working on, and it is hooking up the sound bar. I had a hell of a time working on that goddamn sound bar. So I literally I have cords in my house that are just spread throughout it. So I'm literally going upstairs, downstairs, just trying to find a perfect cord that would work for it. Because I originally had a cord that I was like, it'll work for it, no problem. Tried it, didn't work. And I was like, sick. That's what I like. So then I was like, I'll just use an HDMI cord like I have used with another sound bar that we have.
Sounds logical.
Yeah. Doesn't use a HDMI cord in that soundbar. So I'm like, fucking kill me. Cool. So I was like, okay, well, I found something else. Went downstairs, found a different cord. Didn't work. I was like, I'm going to fucking scream. I was trying to jerry rig something. Yeah, it didn't work. And I was like, all right, what about if I just try, I don't know. I tried 3 different cords. None of them worked. Hour and a half goes by, didn't even change out of my work clothes or anything, literally just trying to work on this thing. Finally, I was like, all right, I had to go to the grocery store, and then we went after the grocery store, we went to Walmart to pick up a few more things, picked up another set of cords. I was like, these are it.
These are going to work.
These are going to be it. Get back, still didn't fucking work, Andy. And I was at my absolute limit.
This is both one very similar to what we go through just to set up the podcast, but also very similar to a story that you told on the podcast very early on about a steering wheel cover not working.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I forgot all about the steering wheel cover.
Well, your life is very cyclical. It just things just happen on repeat. It's like you're living Groundhog Day. Things just your life just keeps happening the same exact way, but in a different scenario.
I think I would agree with that. Actually, I think I might agree with that. For sure, yeah, because it does go on repeat pretty much. Well, this one, I just like this the steering wheel cover. I got this one figured out, and all it was, which is the reason why I'm so pissed about it. Apparently, there's a goddamn setting on your TV that you need to change how the audio is going out. So that was the fucking piece.
What was it set at?
It was set to HDMI. So then I had to set it to optical. And guess what?
But you even tried using the HDMI.
Well, that soundbar didn't have an HDMI port on it. So it was just saying that it was just going out just in general through HDMI. So then I was like, okay, so why? I'm like, okay, so I'll use the other one. Had the cord that I bought. Cord didn't fucking work still. I was like, I'm putting it through the right thing. I'm like, what is going on? And so then finally I was like, I turned it to this. I did that. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. And I'm like, it's a fucking long shot, but I'll use the optical cord that I used at the very beginning to since I have it set on the optical setting, I'm like, I'll try it, whatever, fine. It fucking worked. Fucking work. So I literally went through like
the sound of defeat in your voice.
I literally went through like 2 hours of trying to figure this out for it to just
And you went
be.
and bought a new one too.
Oh yeah, so now that cord is just living in the fucking box of other cords that I have. That eventually, like one
You'll use it
day,
eventually.
probably
maybe.
not.
Yeah.
No, probably not. It was the dumbest fucking cord because it's the most random cord ever. But fucking got it apparently.
I'd ask you a chord, but I don't think that's the kind of podcast we are. We're not the chord podcast.
No, we're
we don't
definitely
wanna
not the
turn
chord.
into that kind of podcast.
No. I mean, I couldn't even fucking tell you what cord it is. All I know is it has the red and blue splitters, or not red and blue, sorry, red and white splitters, and then it goes into like
weird.
a audio jack.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes into like an aux cord. So that's
So it's
fucking work.
It's like one of those old, like the red, yellow, and white almost.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Which like yeah, so like that's what I mean. Like I had something that went from the TV that was those cords, but I just needed something to go into the actual sound bar, and that's what I needed. And any way I tried, it did not work with that cord. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, my only option right now is just to see what the old cord did. So then I tried that.
and of course.
So fucking course. Son of a bitch worked. I was so pissed off. But I mean that was really it. Like, why the fuck do you have a setting on the TV for that?
I wish I could give you an answer.
I wish you could too, because I was pissed. I was like, you fucking kidding me? I spent like 2 hours trying to do this, and now it's telling me I just didn't have the right setting. Oh.
Also, like, why can't the TV just like pop up and be like, this is what setting you need? I feel like that's because, like, with computers at least, whenever like something isn't working, it says like, hey, this disconnected. Or like when you plug in something new, it'll say this was found.
Well, that's just it. Like the TV, like if like a PlayStation turns on and you're watching something on like another channel, or you're watching Fire on a Fire Stick, and then a PlayStation turns on, it'll say, "Hey, HDMI 3 is available."
Oh, listen, I got something to say about that. My TV, I think, is too smart. It's a smart TV, but it's too smart.
Yeah.
So my PlayStation is set up on like whatever HDMI 2, 3, 1, 4, 17, whatever the fuck it is. Whenever you are watching something, it's fine. Like, you're watching everything just like normal. But then if you press the home button and you idle at the home screen for too long, my PlayStation turns on. There's probably a setting that's just like auto, like as soon as you turn the TV on, just like auto turns on the PlayStation too. Just like how when you normally, I don't know if every TV's like this, but when you turn the PlayStation on, it just turns the TV on too. But it's the other way around, and it's very frustrating because sometimes you just turn the TV on and you just want to watch TV, and then you have to get up, grab the controller, because like I'm not gonna just keep the controller there because I want to charge it like a normal human being. But alas, it's a frustrating existence.
Yeah.
And it's even more frustrating whenever like you'll just be in the middle of watching something, and then it just turns on, and it like not like just unprovoked, and it just like interrupts your whatever you're watching, and then it goes to the PlayStation home screen. You're like, oh, I didn't ask for this.
I was watching porn, dude. Come on.
Which is a great little segue.
Absolutely. I didn't want to like spoil what we were saying, but there was some items there that I wanted to know if it was actually on the list.
Yeah.
Of things. So go ahead.
So we are definitely. I don't think we want to be this podcast. We kind of are just like by association and just by being. We're a cum podcast. And recently, as in like maybe a month ago, I mentioned to a group of guys in a Discord, which you are also a part of, but you don't participate in. I totally understand why.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on in there. They actually use the Discord for what it's used for. Which, Listen, that's a whole nother thing, but we don't have to get into that. But I mentioned to them, do you think the question that I brought up in an earlier podcast, do you think cum has just been like a bigger thing in 2023? And someone looked up like that Google Trends thing where
Yeah.
it shows like how often it's used. I thought that's really, really interesting. We should get involved in this somehow. So my thought, before I go into the trends of cum, I think we as Friendship and Stupidity, and you as the listeners, for 2024, this is our resolution. We need to affect the market.
Okay.
We need to search something. And I looked up like Friendship and Stupidity just for shits and giggles, but it has to be more specific. It has to be like maybe even like just one word. Like just because I'm sure like I feel like if you look up that's going to be like, well, that's too broad.
Yeah.
But if we look up something like cum, which I am requesting we don't, that not be.
Are you sure?
Because, well, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm searching up cum, it's usually on a incognito window, and I don't know how that's tracked.
Which apparently is not very incognito.
No, but we don't have a sponsor, so we can't talk about the people that keep you incognito for real.
Yeah. I don't know if they want to sponsor a podcast that talks about cum a lot, but if they do.
Dude, I feel like podcasts are being sponsored by the wrong things all the time. So
Yeah.
we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
So I think it doesn't have to be right now because I feel like it's really like on the spot. But I think we need to figure out what that word is. What word are we going to bring into 2024 and just affect the market? And like whenever people look up what is the most used word,
Already got it.
Okay.
Conduit.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew that right off the rip.
That's
I was going to
awesome.
say, Andy, that's our word.
That's awesome. I don't know why I didn't even think about
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I was definitely trying to think like, all right, I got to bring something to this. I got to bring a word. You got it right off the fucking rip. That's it. You heard it here. Go on Google as soon as you hear this and just type in conduit. Do it once a day. Maybe even do it a couple times a day. I feel like that's... And like we
could change the world.
We could change the world with a conduit. That's the tagline. So, yeah, I don't even like that.
Do you think we like the word so much conduit because it's halfway to condom?
Well, I mean, I don't really like condoms.
Well, yeah. There you go, roommate's mom. But like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why we like it so much. I don't know. It just popped in my brain that maybe that's why.
How did the conduit thing even come about?
It's because we talked about how well we like that word. Like, there's something about that word.
I thought it was like a discussion of like our favorite words, and it kind of did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But what did you have for us today, Andy?
So this is just the trends, just for an idea of like what we were looking at for the word "come." Mm-hmm. We can look it up for anything, but I mean, I figured this is the word that's really on our minds.
Mm-hmm. Well, so you can look up anything right now.
I can.
Can we look up a baseline for conduit?
Sure.
To see what we're looking like.
Yeah. Can I go over cum real fast?
Oh yes,
Since I have it pulled up anyway. So this can go like as far back as 2004. Oh, apparently that's when this started. When they started tracking this kind of
big
stuff.
cum year.
Big cum year, yeah. For what we're doing, we're just looking at today.
Okay.
So it says the past day. It looks like it peaked at. See, I don't understand fully like what the data says. But it says 100 at 5:32 a.m. I don't know what 100. I mean, it's got to be like 5:32 for us, but like, different. and I don't know what the numbers actually mean, because it's like 24 at 9:40 a.m., but then, like I said, 100 at 5 something.
Wow. So everyone getting off work and they're like, I'm getting off.
Yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't you?
I'm not going to answer that.
You don't have your roommate's mom listening. I think you're fine.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that makes sense, actually.
Like rubbing one out right after work.
Yeah, you get home, just want to relax, get a drink in you, just rub one out.
I mean,
before you go to bed.
Or sometimes during work. I mean, that, for those of you who work from home, I won't go into my routine, but
I mean, that's got to be common. Like, how many times do you think someone was in a Teams, like, or like sitting there whacking it, and then a Teams call comes across?
I'm sure it's happened a lot. I mean, I've heard stories of people like literally in the middle of a meeting, like getting a little suck. So
What?
Yeah,
that's wild. What the fuck?
It's got to be some sort of like exhibitionist kind of mentality of like,
oh, for sure. Like, I can do it.
And it's gonna be so thrilling.
Yeah.
Like, someone asks me a question, and I'm just like,
could you imagine?
or it's like you're, well,
in the middle of talking, it's like, these reports.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Did you ever have like a thrilling feeling of like getting caught while you're wanking it? Like, but I feel like
I was wanking it.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's different. Like, you don't want to get caught with that, but like, did you ever have like a thrilling feeling of like getting caught while you're in the middle of like sex?
Not that I can recall. Most of the times I was just like, I hope to God no one walks in. I mean, like, but even then, that wasn't like a thrilling part of it. I was just like, well, this would be really awkward.
Yeah. I feel like for some reason, because it's never happened to me, like either like getting caught, like just, by myself or like with someone else, I feel like I just like want to have like not someone actually see me doing it, just like the thought of it, like you're in the next room and like someone could walk in at any time.
I had one time where like in the middle, I had like friends come over to my house.
Yeah.
And like was literally like, oh yeah, God. Literally. And then we got like a knock at the door saying like, hey, your friends are here. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I like walk out like half the shirt on. I was like, hey guys, what the fuck are you doing?
You're sweating.
Yeah, literally. They're like, what were you doing there, Isaac? I'm like, damn well I was doing. You guys suck.
I also, that reminded me of something. I don't know where I read this from, or if like someone just texted me at once. There's a chance that you have texted someone, like one of your friends, while they're in the middle of beating their meat.
Oh my God, for sure.
Have you, or there's a
Were you about to ask me if I ever got a text message while I was beating my meat? Because
no,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
have I answered? Absolutely.
Yeah, like that's the weird part. Like you just like you're like, all right, well I gotta answer this.
Yeah, well, like
gotta use like gotta use the other hand.
Yeah, they're only asking me if I'm gonna be on PlayStation in 5 seconds. Like,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, depends on how this goes.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on how this video pans out. But I don't know.
I never know how.
I don't know how the story's gonna go here. Yeah, I need to know the plot.
Have you ever answered a phone call in the middle of one?
No.
Well,
no. I think most of the times I'll just pick it up after and then be like, oh my bad, I was doing something.
You were doing something, all right.
I'm not lying.
I've picked it up once.
You sick bastard. It wasn't me, was it?
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. But I remember that like whenever I answered, I didn't just keep going. Like I didn't like just keep like.
But it was in hand.
I don't even think I could do that. I think it was weird. I think for a minute I was like in the hand, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, I gotta
thinking about it, like I gotta just, I can't even like keep my pants down. Like I gotta zip up too. Like this is way too like personal. Like I feel like you can't see me, but like imagine if someone's just like Like they just hear like the echo of the bathroom or something. You're like wherever you are, and they're just like, "Are you pooping? Or are you?" No.
No,
No.
do.
Do my pants down though.
Yeah, I do have my pants down, however, but you're not pooping. Correct. I'll call you back. Yeah. Thanks.
Finish that up.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, well, I can't now.
Yeah, I was like, well, don't fucking cheer me on, like don't call me out. Makes me flaccid. So going back to your trends.
Yep.
So
Which I will.
what is come for the year
I don't
or
know
the
what-
previous year? Can you because you can look it up from year.
I don't fully know. I'm just switching it to on the fly working here. Have it set for 2023 again. I think it's showing up
Excuse
at
me.
like the peak of like 100. I don't know what that means though.
I think 100 just means that like out of 0 to 100, that is a very commonly used or searched phrase.
Okay. So I don't have like a number. I think that's another like trending website that's used. I can follow up with that.
Yeah.
But May 7th is
Big day?
That's a big day. That is a big
That's a
day.
big spike.
Yeah. And
Why May 7th?
well, interesting here this was the same for the last week or this like today. Same state with the highest. Would you care to take a guess? Out of the 50 states, I'll just give you like two guesses just so we're not just going through this.
Out of 50 states,
Yeah.
which states looked this up the highest?
Yeah. It's at 100. Like this one is like for sure just like looking up what
Colorado. And my other guess is going to be Washington.
I thought you had it. West Virginia.
Dang. Oh, I
feel
should have
like that would
fucking
make
known.
sense.
I should have known.
West Virginia.
I didn't think they
Maine.
had internet. So I didn't
Well,
say
I
it.
feel like there's oh, and I just saw like related. That's funny.
Go.
West Virginia, Maine, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Mississippi. And then just quickly going through.
No, Ohio. Ohio, not a big country.
No, apparently not. They're
State, not
celibate.
country.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who you are, Ohio could be its own country. Related queries, come in is number one.
I hate that.
But then I did see this earlier. I feel like this is gonna skew it a little bit, which I think is gonna be good for when we use Conduit. Cum laude, like the cum laude, whatever.
Okay, yeah, like magna cum laude.
Yeah,
okay.
cum laude.
Okay, yeah,
and
that's
then-
what I thought you were
And
meaning.
then
I was
there's
like, okay.
the summa cum laude and magna.
Okay.
Or magna. But then there's another one that is just what is cum. I love that one. I'll have to figure out what the like number of like searches. I feel like it switches every time I go back to past day because there were some really funny ones. For today, there's how many calories is cum?
What?
Yeah.
That's a question someone looked up?
And this one has plus 150%. So people are really looking that up today. That's wild.
What the fuck? Who's caring about the calories there?
Well, and then another one is cum good for your skin? And then the third one what does cum mean for a girl?
Interesting.
Yeah. And then
That's
there-
definitely
there-
guys looking
for
it up.
sure,
Like,
for sure. But like, yeah, what girl is actually? I feel like I want to know what the percentage of users is male to female. I feel like it'd be kind of hard to figure that out.
mhm.
But the only people that are searching this is definitely going to be
Yeah.
men. I'm gonna just look into Conduit though now.
Mhm.
Get a kind of a baseline.
Yeah, see where we're at today.
It's
Or
spiking.
or just interesting.
It goes. I'll show you the screen here. It's going up and down in this past day. Like people are either like they're staying around like the 50, which I would say just like there's maybe a 50% chance that people are going to be looking.
Now that day is a big. It does not show.
It does. It's a lot harder on the iPad to figure out. So that's like, what does that say for?
Well, that was at 100 for right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So that's like right there. What time is that?
That is 5:48 a.m.
So interesting. It's right around the same time as Come. That's
Interesting.
like That's how I'm.
Well, that's in the AM though.
Yeah, well, Come was at its highest at like 5:50 a.m.
I thought
too.
I thought you meant like after work, like PM.
Right, but I don't know what like this could be. Like, because everyone's searching around the world.
Mm-hmm.
This could be like
that's
somewhere that's like 12 hours away.
So now, how about on the year?
Um,
North Dakota looking up Conduit a lot.
let's see, where is this? This is for 2023. We are looking. Oh, it seems very very middle of the road, just like very stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's across the board right around like a 70-60 mark for
Okay.
the whole year. And then it
Pretty
dips
strong,
down towards
actually.
yeah, I mean, like, what's the purpose of a conduit? Like, I feel like people are looking it up as
It's got to be a construction company
that's what I
looking
was
for
gonna
it,
say,
right?
like either that or electric, whatever it is. But it's pretty. I think this is perfect because we're going to make it spike, and people are going to be like, "Why is it spiking so much?"
Mm-hmm.
Because it's normally right around this. That's a perfect idea, Isaac.
Yeah, because we got a nice flat baseline.
Yeah, and
You'll have to like provide some graphs or something. And
for sure, we'll have a whole presentation for it. The even better thing, we have this like the region, like the states. Ohio again, not even on here, but that's gonna change.
that's absolutely gonna change.
Yeah,
Get your shit together,
But
Ohio.
we can change it to city as well. So I
Oh,
wonder, like that's gonna really show who.
Maryland Heights, wild right now.
I wonder if that's in Maryland or if that's in Idaho
Well,
because Idaho.
it shows right here.
Oh yeah.
Which again, people can't see what we're pointing at and whatnot and talking about, but on the actual, it just shows like a picture of the United States and
Yeah, but it's also interesting that it's only showing. I wonder if I. Yeah, it's only showing.
I picked the loudest fucking cup to drink
You
ice
sure
cold
did.
water. Yeah, it's just clanking around.
It's only showing the. I guess it's only showing the top 12 cities because, I mean, there's no way that those are the only cities that are searching.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's more.
Yeah.
There's got to be way more.
Okay, so, for the rising or the related queries, there's Remnant 2 Dark Conduit, Conduit of Worlds, New Apex Legend.
Oh my god. Is that a name of somebody on Apex now?
It must be.
Wow.
Or like
Or maybe like the one girl under there is Bastion. She has conduits.
maybe, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
that's
play enough of that
rad.
game to really know.
That's rad.
But maybe we need to start playing it again because of this. Yeah, because I mean, number 5 right here for related topics is Apex Legends video game.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it kind of weird that the related is more video games for Conduit than it is like.
So it sounds like we need to type in friendship and stupidity conduit.
I feel like that only makes sense. Let's see if it shows up anything for friendship and stupidity.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we have a baseline. Baseline's not going to be good.
That's for 2023. So past 7 days, nothing. But this is also searching on Google. So,
True.
Like,
I guess I've never looked it up on.
Spotify.
Yeah, I've never done that before. Actually, like looked it up on Google.
Which, however, I want to know. Like, I wish there was there's a right here. Interest over time. This is what that graph is. Numbers represent search interest relative to the highest point on the chart for the given region and time. A value of 100 is peak popularity for this term. A value of 50 means that it's at half popular. Score of 0 means there's not enough data for this term. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. So for Conduit, looks like we're at 50. Or just above, which means half popular throughout the whole entire year of 2023. So I wonder how much you'd have to search up something like Conduit or Friendship and Stupidity for it to start showing.
Sounds like we need to find it out.
Yeah, I agree. And if that this is also the looking up, if we look up Friendship and Stupidity enough times, how long until it'll just like show up immediately, like that whole thing that we wanted to do. It's just going hand in hand. I think we're
on to something.
We're on to something, and that's, I don't know.
Don't know if we should have that power or not.
Someone's got to have it.
Yeah.
Listen.
The next thing that we need to get on is our actual like recording space.
Yeah.
Because we need to figure out.
We're still standing in a jail cell.
Yeah, so I want to say for those who are actually watching, we're just against the blank wall, and actually standing because we have no chairs anymore. So we're gonna have to figure out something. I actually got some ideas about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to share them with you because I pointed out my eye at first. It's been a long day.
It's all been in my eye.
Yeah, it's all been in my eye. There's a little twinkle in my eye, and I've been thinking about it. But no, we'll have to figure that out. And then who knows? Maybe next time we might even be in a different looking place.
Oh.
Who the fuck knows though? We never know.
Well, that's just something I wasn't even expecting at all.
How about that? How about them apples?
I don't know I didn't know what to bring after that.
I didn't know either, so I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we know for next time. Or should we like leave a few podcasts before we look back up this information to see kind of what we're looking like with Conduit and Friendship and Stupidity?
You mean like give it a few episodes? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll look at it just like on my own. Just like maybe next week or something to see if like me searching it up. This is gonna be really frantic. Of like you're just like we're just gonna be standing at our computers or phones, just looking up Conduit like so much. I'm so excited for this.
Now, do you have to type it in each time, or can you refresh the page and does that count as a search?
I don't know.
I think you might have to type it in.
You might
each
have to
time.
type it in.
There's gonna be a lot of Google tabs open up on my phone.
I found out from my roommate that there is a max number of tabs you can have on your phone.
Yeah, and if you do it on your computer, it fucking destroys.
Yeah. But the fact that you can get to that on your phone, she's also the person that she creates more alarms instead of just edits them. So she just has pages of alarms that are just like minutes apart from each other.
Oh my god, that stresses me out.
I'm like definitely not the person to be like fighting this or whatever. I don't know what you call it, but like I wake up to my alarm and then I just like go to sleep again. But if I know I have to wake up, I just get up.
Yeah.
I just like if I have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go do something, then I just get up at that time. For some reason, I feel like those are the times when I know I can like absolutely wake up. But right now, I'm just fucking struggling with it. Like 7:30, woke up, felt great this morning, and then like turned off my alarm. Was like, okay, it's fine. Just lay my head down. And I don't think I ever actually fell asleep. I was just like in my head, like, I should probably get up now. Oh, it's 8:30. Well. There it goes.
Yeah. I've been doing the really cool thing of just turning off all of my alarms and just falling right back asleep. But I'm the same way. Like if I know like it's the weekend and I'm like, oh, I promised somebody I was gonna be here at 6:30. I have no problem waking up at like 5 a.m. and being like, all right, let's do it. Let's get up and go. But like it's the consistent waking up that I can't do.
Yeah. Which that's rough because you're waking up at that time on the weekend. Like,
yeah.
Hell no.
But apparently it's actually a good thing to just stay consistent throughout
for sure.
The whole entire week.
And that's how I try to like fix my whole thing of like waking up at like 7:30 on the weekends, but It's the weekend, baby.
Yeah, it fucking weekend. That weekend needs to get here fucking faster. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now.
Tell you what.
Actually, hold on. I got a lot going on this weekend. That weekend can
Yeah,
wait,
right.
actually.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't sound too excited. Your roommate still listens to this.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's not that big of a deal. All right.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else for the podcast? Because today we kind of had something to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like we got there. We went over what we needed to. Again, if you're listening to this, tell your friends to. I'm not even telling your friends to listen to the podcast. Just search up Conduit.
Yeah.
The rest will come later.
Yeah.
What's that? I can't think of what that's from, but like whatever. What were you gonna say? You looked like you were ready for something.
I don't know. You just said the word come, so I thought you were trying to do something fancy with it.
I wasn't, but it all comes back to come.
Absolutely. As we said earlier, come comes naturally in more ways than one.
Yes.
Yeah. And I forgot. I literally forgot.
You really were about to go into it, but that was it. All right.
Yeah. Fuck, my brain.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see the Conduit next week.
And let's see if I can get one last one here. Yeah.